Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
I feel like that's like a plug.
Yeah, it's an old radio trick. You have to at some point shut the hell up.
I think I made it tall enough. I think I made it petite enough over there.
It looks literally the same.
It does. The wires on the left side.
Wires on the left. Roger that.
Look at these.
I know. I want to look in my baggie of goodies.
Barb's busy working.
Yeah.
What is this? Baseballmapper.com, it says. Ooh, support local baseball. Oh, the Kane County Cougars. I have been to a Kane County Cougars game.
Me too.
Yep.
Baseball and beer, which is what we're doing.
Yes.
You're grasping the concept.
And my husband will love this
when
koozie.
I'm on podcast, this is how I do. This is typically it's with beer.
Yeah,
So,
good. We usually have a drink while we're podcasting also.
We were just talking about how we're recording on Friday, though, so we can have a little bit more fun than our Tuesdays.
Hells yeah.
Although some Tuesdays have gotten a little wild.
I feel like you have
Was
space.
I here last time
You have
on a
space
Tuesday?
right
I didn't
here.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
for
you were
sure. I
here on a
think so.
Tuesday or a
There's
Wednesday,
there's a little
maybe.
baseball
When you were
mapper
nude,
sticker space
don't
right
tell your
there.
husband.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Meredith will add that sticker to her laptop.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Happy Friday.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Early.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Early. We're all Irish today.
I'm Irish every day, but
Brought some nice
I'm
drinks.
a lot more Irish this weekend.
Crush creamsicle.
I know. I said you were like chewing on that beer, huh?
That's
It's kind of
Bob
crunchy.
Craft.
Yeah, that's from Bob Craft. Bob Craft is a Milwaukee beer. You can find that right near Brewers Stadium. But
Oh, okay.
they moved to Woodstock. They had
Oh.
Old Town Woodstock, right by the square. They opened up right next to the old courthouse.
Okay.
They have that building on the side. It's 2 stories. It's 2 floors, totally renovated. I was talking to the owner, and man, they did such a great job with the remodel. There's an upstairs menu and a downstairs menu. Downstairs got kind of a speakeasy vibe. Super
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
Oh, that's fun.
That's very
good
cool.
I like
time.
a good old speakeasy.
You guys aren't too far from here. You should
No.
definitely
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
It's really like pulling teeth to get me out of the house.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Meredith brings me out of my house once a week at least.
Yes.
It's about my
And,
limit.
you know, when we go out, we go local now. Yeah.
Well, when I go out,
we
I
had-
do it big, and then I'm hungover for a whole week after that.
Gotta take a
I
break
can't
from it.
handle it anymore. I turned 42. I turned 42 this year, and it's catching up to me.
42, that's rough.
I know. She's older than me. I'm always telling her, stop taking naps. Come on. Let's do stuff.
We just turned 42. Her
Did
first.
you? Yeah.
Not only did we just turn 42, but I have to hear how I was 42 for 3 whole weeks before he
Before
I
turned
he
have
was.
no
42.
idea. Like when I'm
And-
41, I have no idea what it's like to be 42.
Those are
She
comments
could
that I
tell
have
you
to
about
hear.
it.
I would wake up in the
But-
morning and I'd be like, good morning. And he'd be like, is it though? You're 42.
Does it feel different?
How are you
It's weird.
feeling?
Feel
I'm
older
like,
It
today.
looks weird, I'll tell you
I'm
what.
like, your time will come. It will come.
In about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we were
TikTok.
so excited that Barb was coming back.
Yeah.
Yay.
I figured I would join
Barb
her.
was excited Barb was coming back.
And then we were like, oh, yeah, she's bringing her husband.
husband.
This guy who follows me around.
All right.
Whatever.
That's fair.
Well, you started the conversation, so thanks for that.
Yeah.
Saying,
No, I
my
think last
husband's
time we met.
hilarious and all that. Yeah. And it's been a while. How long has it
It
been?
has.
Has it been almost a year?
I think so.
I feel
because
like,
I
yeah.
think it was like the full baseball season was going on, and we
And
were
you-
like, hey,
yes.
we should try and do this next
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're like,
Yeah.
I know a guy. Maybe we can talk baseball.
he's
Yeah.
all right.
So-
you
Yeah.
And
know.
look at our backdrop is baseball
It
field.
is.
It's crooked. Don't look at
Is
that.
this,
nice
is this
touch.
live streaming on
No.
tape
It
or
is.
something?
No,
It is.
it's
Yeah,
not.
there's cameras
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 everywhere.
everywhere that can
Yeah.
capture.
Yep,
This
absolutely.
is really good. It doesn't look like a birthday party or anything.
No, I know, right?
legitimate.
It's real like flimsy and stuff.
Real
so
nice.
yeah, you know,
Little
you're gonna take this
wrinkles.
home with
Sorry.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
That's
It's me
beautiful.
hanging in our room.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Nice little bedspread for you.
I took down the photos of us and I hung this baseball sign up for
Just
us.
hang your photos up on top of it. It was perfect.
Hi, Barb. Hi, Patrick.
Hi.
Do you go by Patrick? St. Patty's Day? What do you go
Yeah,
by?
I mean, you could. It is a special day. You could call me whatever you want, but yes, I do go by Patrick.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I saw a few people call you Barbie, which is super cute. I never even
Yes.
have thought of that because you're
Yeah.
Barb
The
type.
That's what I
guy
call
next
her.
to me is actually one of those people.
Yeah, yeah. Barb, she's very
Yes.
serious. She sells a bunch of houses.
Yeah.
Barbie's the one that's fun having a beer right now.
Yeah.
She's selling
Yes.
Barbie's dream house, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You know, they made a movie about me. It was great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, don't think that
Totally.
didn't make it into social media. That was nice. Marketing was way on that. That was smart.
Finally, my time to shine.
And before we go to baseball, how many awards have you won this year
Oh,
since the
gosh.
last time we saw you?
You're putting me on the spot. It's super
We're
Absolutely.
gonna have to take off your shoes and come on your toes.
Only 4, 5,
Very
6,
nice.
10
Yeah, you know,
awards.
something like
It's
that.
still early.
It's still early. It is still
March.
early. Good for you. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you
Amazing.
very
Can you
much.
plug your professionals, please?
Oh, which ones? All of them?
Yeah,
All of
please.
them.
Please
New
do.
website.
All
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So as far as like everybody that's at my office, or what are we talking about?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
who should I be throwing some sunshine and sparkles on?
You-
right now?
whoever
okay.
you want
Whoever
to.
you want.
All right.
Leave out the
sounds
ones
good.
you don't like.
Yeah.
Sorry, babe. So actually, I do give a lot of credit to Patrick because in our business, it's really crazy, and especially as we get into the spring market. And not only does he help run around and get gift cards or gift baskets for us that we need picked up, but he does that for all the agents in the office. So like, he's
Amazing.
kind of like everyone's work husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Very
Amazing.
nice of
as
you.
long as I'm the only
Popular.
one going home with
Popular.
him. It's okay.
That's right.
I got to draw the line. So, a big thank you to Michaela. As you guys know, she's our marketing person. So she's
Yeah.
always the one that makes me look good on social
Yeah.
media. So you
Fun.
guys probably know about awards.
She like
I don't even
tweeting
know
for
about.
you
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep. So she does
We
a
need someone to
fantastic
do that.
job. We have Patty who works the front desk because she's amazing and she takes care of all of us and makes us look good and makes sure all of our paperwork's turned in and things like that. So yeah, very grateful about that.
Good.
Yeah.
And did I just see that you hired someone new too?
We did. We actually are growing the team. So we've grown with a couple people, and we actually have a gentleman named Rob. He's a retired Marine. So he works a lot with vets. And so he's been wonderful to work with. And then we have a new lady named Rupal, and she works a lot with relocation as well as military. And then actually our daughter just got her
Oh,
leasing
wow.
license.
Oh, very cool.
She
Cool.
fought the real estate trades for the last 24 years, and finally she's been worn down. But
She was like,
and,
fine, I'll do
right.
it.
It was always like, no, I'm not going to do real estate. And I was like, okay. But
You'll come around.
Yeah, in due time, right? But she's a flight attendant, and she does that part-time. So she was kind of looking for something to do as filler. We have so many people that need help with renting right now. Renting has gotten way out of control as far as pricing and what landlords are doing. And some people have rented for like 12 or 15 years, and then their landlord's like, hey, the market's great right now. I'm going to sell.
Yeah.
And then you have a renter who's got like 3 dogs, a chicken, 4
Right,
kids, and
right.
like, you know, a
And
boat.
nowhere to go.
And nowhere to go. And because they've been renting for so long, their rent was like super cheap. And so
Yeah.
then to get them into the same thing, I'm like, okay, so
Yeah.
Get
There
6
are
jobs.
no more
Yeah.
$1,100 houses
No.
with an attached garage and
Yeah.
4
Right.
bedrooms.
There
And a-
are
and a
just
fence for the
nowhere
chicken.
near here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's in Missouri.
Yeah.
yeah. So it was really nice because she was able to jump in, and you know, she brings youth to the table as
Yeah.
well. So like she loves all the technology stuff.
I wish Congress
and,
would do that.
Yeah.
It's not allowed.
Bring some youth to
That's,
the table.
that's not allowed. Got to hold on to those seats for life. Because that's how good things happen.
Oh, God,
Yes,
this took a
yes.
bad turn now. All right, back to
That's
it.
what happens when you're 42.
God, why are all these telemarketers calling me? Hold on, let me get
Shut
rid
your
of this.
phone
I know,
down.
Jesus.
She's hiding
So,
it now?
so there's plenty that Barb has not mentioned. Barb is not great on the self promotion in terms of her
Yeah,
website and
yes,
social
we know
media.
this. We
We're
know
trying,
this from last time.
but
She's too busy
There is-
answering emails.
currently putting that contract together. But the new website, it's newpartners.com, right? Newpartners.com, brand new. And here's the cool part: there's all kinds of Michaela has put together such a great website. There's all kinds of tabs on there that there's like. I think it's like press. Is it like press releases or something like that?
Yes.
Where podcasts and videos may show up on there, so you can expect to see this
Oh,
Yep.
a little bit later.
very
on.
cool.
Our award show is on there.
Ooh.
Oh yes, I saw it. I
Yeah.
saw it. Every once in a while, I just like Google the Clopen Effect, and then I click on news, and
Yeah.
it came up right away.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
I don't do that enough. I don't Google us enough.
We have 5. We have
Fun.
5 entries.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Google yourself. It's a
Yep.
good time.
Awesome.
yeah.
Hopefully, I don't
Well,
know.
I don't want to Google myself. I'm scared what might come up if I do that.
She's
but-
like, is that a mugshot? Hold on.
yeah. No. I was 16.
Yeah, I can.
I don't
explain.
remember
I
it,
can
so
explain.
it's fine.
Didn't we all do it then?
But yeah, and new partners on social media, Instagram, Facebook,
Everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah,
Great
I
job,
mean,
babe.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the things. She's working on it.
Yeah.
He
But,
does
Amazing.
that and the gifts. Good job.
Yeah.
Did it
Well, somebody
again.
has to help with the
Thank
promotion.
God.
Pass out
Yeah.
the cards. I need more cards in my wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Good call.
Always need more cards.
You guys are so cute. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Makes me sick.
Is it the beer making me sick or this love story?
Hey, it's not the beer. The beer's special.
Okay, it's the love story.
Oh, that's so great.
I'm so glad you got to come back and bring
I
him.
know. I like to bring friends. I know. He came home and he's like, we're going to be going to the Clopen Effect. And I was like, wait, like we? And he's like, they're inviting you.
Yeah.
And I get to tag along.
They don't
so-
really want me. They want you. I'll just go.
All right.
We do want you here, Patrick.
But
We
then,
do.
I really got that in the email. It was like literally the message was just back and forth LOLs. I was like, I'm way out of this.
I know. He's like, wait, do I
Show
want to
up.
go? Wait
I'll
a
bring
second.
beer. Whatever.
I think he's trying to bribe you guys. I'm just saying.
So, anyways,
Yeah,
why
I
don't
guess we should talk baseball.
Why don't we get talking to baseball?
We could talk to Barb all night, but
Okay. So
Because, like I said, what is this? Baseballmapper.com.
yeah.
baseballmapper.com. So I appreciate you guys having me on at this time of year, right? Because we are weeks away from the Major League Baseball season starting, which means really all baseball comes on, like
Yes.
all at the same time. We don't think of it that way, but we were just talking. I don't know. Was that off air? Technically, I don't know. Were we talking about the Cougars on air or off air? I don't know.
We don't ever really know when Meredith starts recording. She likes to surprise
She
us.
likes to go for the bloopers and the behind the scenes.
I will say I don't know when we started recording. Still trying to figure out, are we live yet? Anyway,
Yes.
so
Yes.
So, whether it's independent ball, minor league baseball, all the family-friendly baseball around the country is all going to be turning on here
Yeah.
into the spring. So actually, we just got back from spring training, which is a first for me. It was a great
Definitely
gift.
was a first for me.
Was that
It's
out
so
in
much fun.
Arizona?
It was in
yeah.
Arizona,
yeah.
and it was it's like Disney World for baseball fans.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And everywhere I go, I see people in different jerseys, and they're major league, minor league teams, tables of people at breakfast in Giants jerseys.
Oh, cool.
People are from all over the
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
He was a kid in the candy store.
And I want to talk to everybody. I
Yeah.
want to pass out stickers. I want
He's
to.
very shy, guys.
I want to. Talking isn't my thing. But yeah, so
Really got to pull it out.
but it's so cool to you're with your people and you
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there and that's the way you feel. If you're big into Disney and stuff like that, you go to Disney World, you don't have to worry about, is my shirt too nerdy? You're
Yeah.
with the crew, man.
Right.
You
Everybody's
got your
got the
Harry
nerdy
Potter
shirt.
wand, and you were living your best life.
Yeah.
That's
That's
Universal Studios. We're still working on this.
Oh.
But
They're all lumped together in my
That's where
mind.
Steven is
It's
right
all
now.
Disney World.
Yeah.
I know. Yes.
Universal Studios is where my son is filming there right now as we speak.
nice.
Oh, that's
He's too
awesome.
cool.
I bet
That's
he
awesome.
knows it's Universal. And
Yeah,
not
it's like
Disney.
this
Stop.
is Disney. Take it serious.
Isn't it all Disney World though?
Thank you.
No.
Come on.
In my mind, it is.
In her
In
mind.
my mind, it is too, girl. I'm with you on
Again,
that
we're
one.
42.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but
Things happen.
regardless, we were just in spring training. We were in Tempe. We stayed in Scottsdale. We also went to Tempe. All of it is the Phoenix metro area is like, the suburbs of Phoenix all the way around. There's like 10 different ballparks to hit. Some of the teams share ballparks with each other. And so the best part is that you come there middle to end of February through the end of March, pretty
Yeah.
much. You can just come and go wherever you want. Like go find a game at 1:00. Oh, you're still having drinks and enjoying a long lunch. Catch a 6:00 game in Glendale.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just kind of move around, and spring training was special. I cannot wait to go back. I'm mad it took 42 years.
Yeah.
Well, you got
I've been there a
another
couple
42,
times. It's a lot
so
of fun.
84
You've
is
been
going to
there
be
too?
amazing
Yeah.
for you.
It's incredible.
84 will be year like that. My
Is that when he gets to retire? Is 84?
That's when I get to go back to spring training.
Every 42 years. It's like an eclipse. So the best part about this was that it was a gift. And so like around Christmas time, I'm like, what do I get this guy? I mean, he's got
perfect.
4 cute kids. We got 3
Beautiful
dogs.
wife.
that
Just
didn't even
made nothing else to
want.
ask
Gross
for.
love
Yeah.
story.
A wife that doesn't like to talk about herself. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the package deal, right? So I was like, what do I get this guy? So
He
then I'm
has
like,
everything.
finally, I'm gonna do this. He's been asking for this for like 18 years, and he really wants to go, and it ties in with Baseball Mapper. I was like, this is it. So like, I get a Verbo, I get this, I have everything lined up. It's the last gift I have him open, and I'm like sitting there like waiting for him to open this, right? And he like opens it and he unfolds it and he looks at it. And then he like folds it back up and he puts it in the envelope. And I was like, like that was a little lackluster, right? I was like expecting like tears of joy, something along those lines.
You were like ready to record a TikTok.
Girl, not that far. But now if Michaela was there, she would have recorded that as a TikTok.
That's true.
Right? So, and I'm like, okay, like whatever. All right.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we start throwing away all the wrapping paper and stuff like that. And I was like, what is it? So it's not until like later that day, like we're getting ready to go to bed. And I was like, hey, like, are you not excited?
Are you mad at
about
me?
this?
Are you mad at me?
This sounds like we're on anxiety right now.
Hold on. And I was like, what is going on? And so he's like, I love this gift. And I was like, okay, but you didn't really act like it. He goes, well, I mean, you got it for April and spring training ends at the end of March.
Oh, no.
I was like,
Well,
okay, but the thought was there.
So she's like, you know, aren't you happy? I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be we'll have a great time. We've been wanting to go to Arizona. It's perfect. She's like, but it's spring training. I'm like,
you can
no,
get
it's
tickets.
not.
No, it's
And
not.
I like looked at him. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. And I'm thinking like, no wonder the Verbo was so damn cheap. I
Oh
was,
my
like, so
God.
excited.
That's it.
So I called the lady back and I'm like, bad wife over here. Can we change the dates? She's like, yeah, I was going to ask if you're interested in spring training, but then you picked a really late date. And I was like, no, you really should have asked.
Should have
'cause,
definitely asked.
I was
Could have
confused.
saved me
So,
there, lady.
yeah.
Thanks a
I know.
lot.
It was a gift. Lead with
So
that.
yeah, right. Next time I'll know better. So yeah, so we were actually lucky we were able to save the day and change the dates and,
And
stuff.
move it
So I
up.
was like,
Good.
Merry Christmas 2.0. Yay!
Yeah. He's like, okay, now I'm excited.
I
So-
know, right? Like
Yeah.
then
It was
it
awesome.
wasn't like
It was a great gift, honey.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yes.
Second time around. Second time was the charm.
2.0 was fantastic.
Yeah, it was
you're lucky I
awesome.
didn't get you tickets to Disney.
Universal.
Spring
Universal.
training.
Wonderland.
These aren't even
Center.
Disney tickets. But no, so you know, the baseball season. You know, this is the time of year right here where things really start ramping up if you're a baseball fan. And so for the website's sake, like we start getting a lot of traffic as you get out of winter and you start getting to these months where people are starting to look and find their baseball. They're excited about their team. They are starting to put their summer travel trips together.
Right.
And the website is something that my close friend Corey and I made together to find a way to put all levels of baseball, things you've never even heard of, on one website, on one map, so that you could easily find things that you wouldn't know. Everybody knows where the 30 major league teams are.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no
right.
surprise in that. Even if you're not a baseball fan,
You just know.
you've
yeah.
heard of the team name, you know the city it's in or whatever.
Sure.
But if you're traveling somewhere, you might not realize you're visiting family, you're on a work trip or whatever. There's literally, you're like, what am I going to do? I've got downtime after the convention, or, you know, we're getting together with some friends. What are we going to do tonight? And it's like, are we going to go to the bar, or could we drive 15 minutes around the corner
And go to a game.
And go to a game.
Yeah,
And,
too
and,
cool.
And that's really the whole point, is we made it for people like us who travel a lot for baseball. I've roped my family on family vacations for the last almost 18 years of, if we're going to go down to Alabama, which baseball stadiums on
Yeah.
the way?
Yeah.
We're gonna,
Admitting
we're gonna
it
fit
is
in.
the first step to recovery.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's
Now.
Yeah.
research for the website, right? It was
Right, I was
all
just- it
18
was-
years of research.
I
was
will say
science.
my attitude towards baseball changed when he created baseballmapper.com, because you know, up until
Now
then he
you
was like,
super hate it.
guys, trips. No, I'm like,
didn't
now
think I
it's
could
for
hate
a
it
good
more than I did.
cause.
Now there's no
So-
escaping it.
So, but you know, it's something he's always been passionate about. So when COVID happened and baseball wasn't happening, I mean, COVID shut everything down in March. Like, this guy was
Right.
like rocking in the corner, like with tears in his eyes,
yeah,
and was
yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, there's not gonna be baseball." So, it was really cool to see, because he was home. E-learning, like he was,
was
at
teaching,
home with
yeah.
our kids, but he was also a teacher at the time.
Yeah.
So he's teaching kids kind of online if they logged in ever. And then our kids were there. And so it was actually like, for the first time ever, he found like he had some downtime and he was able to take something he was super passionate about. So it was really cool to see how it could transform and actually help other people, because people didn't realize that there was games going on that you could go to
Right.
during COVID because like the White Sox weren't playing, and
Right.
the Cubs weren't
Right.
playing.
Yeah.
But there were
But,
still
like, Texas
people-
was
Every
playing,
planet
right?
and every person
Texas.
on the planet was going camping because you couldn't do
Right.
anything else.
Yeah.
So going camping and being able to go see a baseball game and like be spread out all over the place at this baseball park, like all of a sudden it was, I mean, what you did was great. I'm very,
And
very
was that
proud
because
of you.
not the whole world was shut down, just Chicago?
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't just Chicago or New York
LA.
or California.
Yeah.
There were plenty of places that were pretty much locked down, but there were pockets of places that were open. And I mean, it's not a surprise. The Dakotas were open. There's not a whole lot.
Like
There's
Florida,
not a lot of
Florida
people
stayed
there.
open, right?
Right.
Right. But there were places where, so like, you know, to Barb's point, we were trying to drop this in 2020. Like, look at what we made. And I'm starting to get on social media for the first time, like using Twitter and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know anything about it, but we've got to share it. We've got to let people know. And then COVID happens and shuts down baseball. And it's like, wah, wah, you know?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, at least you had
Yeah.
plenty of time to learn.
Well,
While also teaching our children.
Yeah.
but the benefit of that, though, is because as we're finding teams that were coming on and staying open, we're like, why don't we're going to make a secondary map, and it's going to be the COVID map, and we're going to plot out which teams we're playing. And it wasn't until like July. I mean, there was Major League Baseball came on. Remember, that was the one where there was like cardboard fans in the stands.
Yep.
And that was
I
starting
forgot
in
about
July.
that. That was
Yeah.
amazing. You could pay money to have your cardboard
Yes.
face.
Oh my God, I
face
forgot
at the
about
game.
that.
I did
Weird
too.
time.
Oh my
Weird time.
God.
Such a weird time.
Yeah.
Were you at
Okay.
that game? No, but my
Because what?
double was.
Yeah.
March. What's today? March what? 15th?
The Ides. The Ides
So
of
what?
March.
It was.
The Ides.
It was March 14th of 2020.
Yep.
Our lives changed.
Totally
forever,
changed.
Right?
Totally
Yeah.
changed.
Oh,
Beware
shit.
the Ides
Almost,
of
yeah.
March. It's not.
You
It's
guys,
not a
happy
coincidence.
anniversary. I think.
So crazy.
Yeah, right?
We survived.
We got through it. We got through it
Dang it.
with baseball mapper. So you know
With baseball.
we were
It saved
paramount.
us.
So
Thank you, baseball mapper.
I just wish more people would say it. But yeah. So we're creating this site, and we're creating an alternate map, and we start getting out and sharing it with people, and people are like, oh my God, this is really cool. But like, yeah, even better, we have like 900 pins on the map
Yeah.
for you to see when
Yeah.
life returns to normal.
Wow.
But in the meantime, go to South Dakota.
And
Go-
we did.
Go,
As
okay.
a matter of fact.
So
He's not just saying that.
that really opened up the idea of like, man, we could really, really kind of go around and travel and spread the word and put that on social media, put that on Instagram, put that on Twitter and everything and Facebook.
Some
And-
people do that with religion, and you just like made it like sound like it's
That's
your
okay.
it's your job to go around and spread the word.
Yeah.
Spread the word,
Yes.
spread the gospel of baseball. So
I think I prefer his.
I mean, it's interesting. It's different.
less
It's an interesting
intimidating.
time, but yeah, and we planned a trip out to the Dakotas, and actually there was baseball in North and South Dakota. We were in Bismarck, North Dakota. We went to South Dakota and did a lot of touring of outdoor locations like Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, Custer National Park, State Park, I guess, Custer State Park,
yeah.
see Black Hills. It was beautiful. And then we made our way back through Sioux Falls, and it's like we got to see part of the country, and that's when I started to really realize, like, that's what baseball uniquely, and I will die on this hill, baseball uniquely allows people to see the country.
Yeah.
And know what the community is. And that's where it really becomes a small business. I don't want you to think of big baseball MLB as like this large scale, you know, these corporate conglomerates. Of course
Right,
they are. They're
right.
billion-dollar businesses. But these little baseball teams that are independently run, or collegiate summer teams that are open from Memorial Day weekend through the first week of August, because that's when those Division I kids go back to their
Yeah,
colleges.
yeah.
These are small businesses. They employ maybe 10 people or 20, right? Depending on what it's for. And everybody's got these big jobs, and it's like you go, you buy a $10 ticket, you buy a $5 hot dog, you buy a $6 beer,
Right.
you buy a $20 hat in the pro shop, get yourself a hoodie, and it's like you're supporting a small business.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what small town America is, if you want to know what America is, just get in your car and drive an hour, and we're super spoiled. I mean, you're spoiled from this location.
Yeah.
Like you are an hour away from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Rockford, Beloit, Schaumburg, who else? King County. King County. Yeah. Geneva. You're an hour out. You're an hour out from these teams. And if you want to really make a difference and support a small business, you can do it with baseball. You can. And that was something that really kind of, it's like these teams were staying open. They were trying. You remember we were going to go to Traverse City, Michigan. They have a beautiful park out there. They have one of the coolest team names, which is also one of the fun things of going to the website. I recommend anybody checking out, just clicking around and all the pins.
We'll talk about all the baseball names in a minute.
Yeah, the baseball names.
Can you name all 900?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Here we go. Ready?
Otherwise,
Who's got a pen?
and it has to be in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Meredith just pulled up the map. There is so many pins.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool.
So I recently found on TikTok the Savannah Bananas.
Look at that.
Oh, I love them.
Savannah.
He's
You
got
gotta
the
come
cup.
for it.
Oh my god!
Because they are freaking hilarious.
So one of the teams
And
that
they're the
were
cutest
going.
baseball players ever, dancing on the field.
So one of the cool things that you could do during that time was Jesse Cole, the owner of the Bananas. They were trying to find creative ways to stay open. Savannah, Georgia, a place where they would, there was some people who were resisting it a little bit, but they did try to have baseball while the pandemic was getting started. And in 2021, they started their world tour, and they made like these concert T-shirts, and it was like just Mobile, Alabama, all over the back because they went to one city.
They only went to one place.
They went to one place, and Jesse Cole and the Savannah Bananas. I got to interview him. They had us come down. They
That is so
let us
cool.
come to the game and everything like that. They treated us very, very kindly, and I got to find out a little bit about what his vision was with baseball. And his vision was early. I started to pick on, like, this guy's got some big ideas, and I'm curious to know how far he can take it. And now, what are they at? Like 2 million TikTok followers?
Oh yeah, easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
They went. Do you remember when we were in Grayson Stadium in
He
Savannah,
doesn't get passionate
Georgia?
about this at all.
We were in Savannah, Georgia. The pro shop at the Bananas game was like as big as just this one end of the room. And instead, now they have a warehouse for merchandise.
Really?
A warehouse
Yeah.
they're operating out of. Just shipping it out to everyone because they can't keep up with the demand. People are having to wait, selling out and that's the thing.
They're so
all
funny.
because you put them on your map.
Because no.
I mean, that'd be a great
Take
claim
credit.
to fame.
I get
Yes.
Patrick, that was your chance.
Jesse will be living.
Just
Jesse
say
will
the
be
Savannah
listening to this.
Bananas owe you one. It's not, definitely not. But great guy, a great organization that deserved the success they had because it didn't start that way.
Yeah.
And this was a very small brand. When they came out with the name Savannah Bananas, they were laughed at.
Oh no.
They were people complained. They sent in messages mocking them. I'm not going to buy tickets. Who's going to come out and see this? They had picked up that stadium is a classic, one of our older stadiums in America, in Savannah, Georgia, and it was just basically in disarray. It was in ruin. The minor league baseball team that was there had kind of fallen off, and they closed up shop, and it's just sitting there, and he decides to take it over, and it was rough early.
Yeah.
And had a bunch of ideas that people were kind of resistant to, but they played in a summer collegiate. You can kind of get away with it. You try some things, and before you know it, here they are touring the country. They just sold out
They
Minute
are
Maid
funny.
Park, 41,000 people in Houston,
What
Texas.
a cool
I'm
story.
gonna tell
Gives me the
everybody.
chills
Right?
every time I hear it.
Right now, if you have not Googled the Savannah Bananas, do it because it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Wow.
I am surprised that people don't know the Savannah Bananas
Right,
are
and
by now.
he
Maybe a lot of
is-
people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just new to me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're like, this isn't new.
You're like, oh, them? I've known about them for 10 years.
Yeah. I remember the first time Patrick took me there, and I was like, he's like, I can't wait to have banana beer. I'm like, you're the strangest person I know, but I love you. It's fine. But we went there and watching it, and I was like, wait a minute, you're telling me these people get out there and dance? Like, what are we even talking about? But to watch the crowd respond to it,
Right.
and
So
you have
cool.
little kids all the way to seniors, and they're
Yeah.
all responding to
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
it's hitting every age bracket,
That's so
right? And it's
cool.
just fun. It's going to
Yeah.
the game, and whether you're there for the food and the beer like I usually go for, or you're there to watch the game, or you're there to see just something different, especially during COVID when you're tired of staring at the wall and watching the
Yeah.
paint dry. I watched him in an interview with Dave Ramsey one time, and he was literally talking about opening up that park and how he was down to like the last $4 in his
my
bank account.
gosh.
And they were like talking about whether or not they were going to close. And it was amazing to see. And his moral compass and like desire to give back to the community is so relatable to me because of how I am with real estate and how I feel about my clients in the community. Like I was watching his video and I'm showing it to my team and I'm literally in tears. What he's talking about, because he's talking about how these baseball players on the team will literally go and they were out there playing and they're dancing and stuff like that. And then they're getting off the field and these kids are going up to them and they're like, hey, will you sign my hat? And the baseball players are like, only if you'll sign mine. I can't even talk about it without wanting to cry right now. Like every mom,
How can you not get one?
every mom bone in my body is like, I want to hold these people. So now like that's a thing that they do. Like
That is so
the
cool.
kids can get their hat
That's
signed.
part
and
of
the
what they
kids can
are
sign the
looking
hat.
for. You don't just play baseball. They're good ball players.
Yeah.
But you have to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
You have to be able to accept the light. And you have to be able to interact with the fans because it's fans first all the time. And here's the thing. In baseball, and by all means, please search on the top left-hand corner, type in Savannah and pull up the Bananas pin. You'll be able to see them on there. Each pin, when you search, click on it, it has a link to a league if they're in a league, and it has a link to their team website, so you can get right to it. If it's one thing if you want to be able to learn about these cool teams and be like, oh my God, the Bananas, how cool is that logo? But then it's another thing to be like, man, if I could, I'd buy a hat. Well, click that link, and now you're on the website. And that's the point.
That's
is that
cool.
it's if you want to plan a trip, go get yourself some tickets. It's right there.
We make baseball fun.
That is so cool.
Fans first, entertain always.
There's a lot of baseball teams that are taking that and embracing that model because it's worked so well.
Yeah.
It is like whatever the fans want. Let's try something crazy. Let's have some fun.
Again, they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the fans, right?
Right.
Just like we talk about, we wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the customers.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Is your purse really close to that candle or no?
No,
Okay, because
it's
I keep
on fire.
I keep no, we're good, right? Okay, that's
Very
what I was
far
looking
away.
at
I
earlier.
promise I am not burning your house down.
I keep
Like,
seeing
what's that
the
weird
flicker.
beeping sound? Are those sprinklers going
Is that
off?
better?
That makes me
Is
feel
that
better.
better?
Thank you.
Were you having anxiety
I
about
was.
it?
I kept looking over.
Did you guys
I'm
hear
like,
about our other podcast? It's called Anxiety Makes Me Poop.
Is that another podcast?
Yeah.
I thought it was a
Another
book.
It is a book.
It is a book.
The third one
Yeah.
just came out today.
Yeah.
Well, talk about a plug. Way to go, guys.
Nice job.
We do it whenever we can.
Yeah, I just have anxiety all the time.
Poor Meredith.
It's like, this is great.
I just sail through life with no worries, and Meredith's over here just sweating
Picking my
profusely.
fingers and sweating.
She's doing it for
Picking,
you.
Yeah.
She's doing it for you.
Yeah.
She's
She's got
good
both
team
of our
player.
Sorry.
anxiety.
All right, back.
Okay,
back
so
to,
I wanted
Savannah.
to say, speaking of hats, who's on your hat?
That's Arizona, right?
Okay, so yeah, this
Because
actually.
it's not like a team emblem that I would recognize from
No.
Major League Baseball.
What about
Oh,
this one?
wait, isn't that the Oakland A's?
No,
No.
close.
Shit.
It is
Angels.
an A. You're getting warmer.
Damn it, because
it's
Jay
the
has
Angels.
Yeah.
Jay has that
See the-
tattoo.
Do you see the halo
Okay,
over the
yeah.
cactus?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
but
couldn't
was
pass it up.
I
It's
was like,
so
it's a
cool.
Texas
This is a
team.
new
It's got to be a
purchase.
Texas team with a cactus,
Cactus.
with a halo.
That sounds like Texas.
Texas.
I like how Barb says this is a new purchase.
I am a hat. I'm a hat guy. I
Do
wear
you
a
have
lot of hats.
so many?
I've got a couple.
Do you have them on the wall?
No, I don't.
No.
Do you think I could have them on the?
Well,
Are
if we give
have
you
met
this,
Barb?
you can put hooks
yeah.
and hang all
Oh,
your
we're
hats
giving
on
you
it.
this.
First
We're
of all,
giving
the
you
realtor
this.
me would never let that fly, having a wall of hats. But
No.
yeah, we.
I
could
mean, if you're selling to a
wallpaper our
19-year-old,
room.
you know.
We could wallpaper our room with his hats.
Oh wow.
He's got him coordinating with his outfits. You know, it's kind of cute.
Oh, so like you pretty much wear them all.
I try to make it around. You know, I
Yeah.
pick up a hat where we go. Sometimes we go somewhere literally because I'm like, this logo's too damn cool. I gotta get tons
Yeah.
of gear. It was funny. We were in Colorado Springs in 2021 with my family, and there's a team out there. Type in the the Rocky Mountain Vibes.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds fun.
And
got the
I
best
knew
names.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, everybody in the family is going to want to buy some damn gear.
Yeah.
Every single person, Barb included.
Yeah.
Which is rare because I'm normally like,
no, you're like, I don't care about
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
I
there's
was like,
three
if I
that
want to
come
see
up.
it, I'll look
Oh,
There's Rocky Mountain Vibes. There's the Colorado Springs Outlaws.
Right. So
In Colorado
if you
Springs.
click
Okay, I
on
got
the
the
Rocky Mountain
Rocky
Vibes
Mountain
pin,
Let me see.
It's a s'mores.
it's a s'mores.
Now you know why I bought the shirt.
Yep.
It was so cute.
everybody, I think
We're
we
going to have
dropped.
to take a little trip.
Okay, I've been obsessed with Buc-ee's, if you couldn't tell. Now you're going to give me a new obsession that I need a shit ton of t-shirts for.
Oh man!
Come on.
It's amazing.
Look at
Meredith, just click order now.
All right.
Click it.
I'm on it. You guys keep talking. I'm going to shop.
I mean, the Newt family spent at least 2 bills
Yeah.
inside there.
Oh,
100%.
Lord.
I mean, everybody
For
was
sure.
like, "Dad, I want to get a shirt, but I also want this hoodie."
And you're like, get
And I'm
both.
like,
Get
yeah.
both. It's
And
so
they knew
cool.
that if
I'm like,
they
you
asked me,
guys
I'd be
can't.
like one thing.
guys
yeah,
can't have
exactly.
it.
Yes, yeah. Just tell your mom it's for
Support-
her. I'm like,
Just
support a
wait,
small
what?
throw it in the basket.
Right. So yeah, I mean, that's part of it, right? Is like the excitement. The coolest part of creating this website, which has a lot of unintended consequences, right? We made this website to help people like us who travel for baseball. My friends and I, we take an annual trip. We're gone for a weekend. We typically go to a major league city. We take in the sites, restaurants, but the major league park to check it off the list, right? We've been doing this for like a decade.
And you haven't hit them all yet?
No, we have not.
Wow.
And it's funny because every time you think you get close, another one closes, another one opens, and all that stuff.
I love it so much.
So you're
shopping.
literally
It's
shopping.
so cool.
I'm
She
shopping.
is. She's shopping.
That's cool.
I just
She's
put 2
shopping.
shirts in the shopping cart.
Nice.
This is a business expense too,
Does-
by the way.
Yeah, it does. Right, expensive. And I hope the Rocky Mountain Vibes realize, like, where did these purchases come from?
Yeah.
Right?
What? Like, where are we? McHenry,
Absolutely.
Johnsburg? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, exactly. But no, so one of the unintended consequences, like, here we are thinking we made a tool to make travel planning easier, right? But we didn't realize just how big this community is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until we got on like Twitter in particular, of all places, right? Because everyone thinks Twitter, that's a cesspool. Get out of there.
Yeah.
Right? It's more now than ever.
Well,
But-
if you just talk shit about politics, then yeah, it's a cesspool out
Exactly.
there, you know. But
But you can
people
also-
have other interests.
But you can mute
Promise.
Like
things.
Buc-ee's.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. You could have a whole big follow
Yeah.
of Buc-ee's, and you'd be like another picture of the onesie.
I
love
love
it. Right?
Buc-ee's.
100%. So yeah. So you get on a place like Twitter, which is incredible, and there are players, front office staff, baseball travelers, baseball collectors, artists, baseball authors. Everybody's on there.
Yeah.
And so there's a community there. And I'm sitting there like, we can like share what we've done, and while other people are sharing and we can grow this thing together. And what happens is, like, I didn't expect that this resource would be great for college kids who are looking for a place to play summer ball.
Oh wow.
They didn't realize there
yeah.
are 200 plus collegiate summer leagues that they could
Right.
reach out to,
Right.
because they only know of the one team that their coach has a connection with.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that people would DM us and be like, "Bro, you're making me broke. I just bought 16 dad hats, bro. Every
that's
time I
so
click on
funny.
a pin, I'm buying everything I find."
Yeah, like Meredith.
Bro,
over
you're
here.
making me broke. I just spent $60 on t-shirts and
You're like, wait, did I say
s'mores."
that out
Yeah.
loud? What about the guy who goes around and he tries all the baseball park food? Like I said, that's kind of my passion. Is like every time he's like, "We're gonna go to this game," I'm like, "So how's their food?"
How's the hot dog?
I gotta
And,
search. I have to find that out ahead of time. That's
yeah,
fun
right.
to do.
It is. And there's a guy that follows you guys and you follow him back and he literally goes around and rates the ballpark food. And
Yeah.
I'm like, so, I mean, I found that very useful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was like, we're Merck's Burger? Okay, I'm in. Let's
Yeah.
go to that one. Next
Yeah.
summer trip. Let's
Right.
go. So,
You know,
yeah.
great desserts. And again, you're talking about local community. Like these are like whether people have a food truck or they have a local business in a shopping plaza nearby. Well, now they also sell their stuff there too.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. I'm finding all these things that I didn't expect. I didn't expect that teams would be like, I mean, if you look at the map, there are teams that we've partnered with because they want to bring just a little bit more attention to their pin. And you can really you can, if you go to the website, you might be looking, because you're planning a trip to Grand Rapids, Michigan, but on your way there, what's this little cougar? Click open, and now you're looking at the Kane County Cougars.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this Billy Goat over here?
I was going to ask you why some of them had the images on there.
Yeah, those are our partner teams. These are teams that are paid partnerships where they get to showcase a little bit more, and that's
okay.
That's
because
pretty cool
I see
too.
the museum on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's cool too because then you kind of get a glimpse of what their logo is too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'll never forget as this was growing, he was so excited and he's like, "You got to come look at our website." And I'm looking at the map and there's a little skunk and it's for the tarp skunks. And I was like, that's when I started to realize like all these fun names and like the swag that goes with it and things like that. And our kids love going to meet the different mascots. I mean, like
That's so
anytime we're at
cool.
a game and stuff like that.
The
it's
mascots
a really
are
good
like
time.
some of the best.
There
things
are
ever.
Instagram
I mean, I got
accounts
to
of
meet
people-
Ketchup and Mustard at the
Chicago Dogs.
Chicago Dogs.
Dude, Ketchup
game.
is one of the
I was
best.
actually assaulted by Ketchup. As a matter of fact. He put the moves on
That
me,
was
I'm just
Squeeze Mustard. That
saying. Oh,
was
it was?
Squeeze.
Oh, see, I was so flabbergasted.
I thought
I
he was
remember.
called Squeeze because that's what you do to the bottle.
No.
But then I saw what he did to Barb. Yeah, it was a lot. I kept the receipts. So these are the things that I didn't realize. We didn't realize that there are literally Instagram accounts of people who collect hats and they just post pictures of their hats.
Wow. Yes. Like our friend Doug has shoes.
Yeah.
Same thing with
It's
shoes,
all-
right?
That's all his Instagram account is shoes.
That's it.
What he bought.
That's it. And that's a real thing. Like that's their identity is like, check out my collection, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like they can literally go on this website and just click a link and spend $60.
I'm
and
looking
buy
at
a new hat.
Rockabilly's in Jackson, Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
Is that another T-shirt we're buying?
Well, this is one that is.
He's one of
How
our
much money do I
partnerships.
gotta sell you
partnerships, yeah.
today?
It's
We got your outfit picked out for the
Yeah.
next 10 days.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
a lot of fun. If you go around, you'll have a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
there are some incredible
And
ones.
what a like great conversation starter. You're wearing one of those shirts out in
Oh.
public, and they go, "Oh my god!" Someone says,
Constantly.
"I love that." You know,
I got it off a baseball mapper.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be wearing our s'mores here
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
You can't go to a Little League park right now, I don't think, without seeing a banana shirt. And
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
the indicator. Like these are their TikTok followers.
Yeah.
Like they have
Wow.
they
It's
have
the
made it to
diehard
that
fans.
point. But to some of these smaller teams, the Rockabillys, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks out in New York.
Yeah.
The Minot Hot Tots, which is a new team
Oh
that opened
my
up in Minot, North
gosh.
Dakota.
I
Like
don't have a hot top shirt.
That is
yet.
so
If
funny.
I
Sounds
can-
like a trip next summer.
if I can help with this website, put some national shine a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
some of it's on them, right? And you can't undersell that. These teams rely on their corporate partnerships, the local businesses buying into what they're doing and showing up with group tickets and sponsorships and all of that, and sponsoring their giveaway for the night. The local families that put the players up in their houses, the host families, like that's a real
How do you
thing.
become a host family?
Yeah, our
should live
daughters
closer.
are dying to
Yeah,
do
they
that. I was
can't
like,
do
oh
that.
yeah, a young strapping baseball player living in our house, right? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, I mean,
We're
it would
just
help.
too far
it would
away.
just help.
You
I was like,
know, it's like a what do you call that when they the
oh, like the
foreign
foreign
exchange
exchange students.
students.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, we have a
Kinda.
15-year-old daughter, a 17-year-old daughter, and a
Yeah.
24-year-old daughter, and they were like,
That's
our way to
perfect.
contribute is to let one of these guys live
Mr.
in our
Mustard will show
basement.
up and she'll be wearing a Miss Hot Toddy's shirt. We'll all be in trouble.
Yep. Now you're talking.
Shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of perks of being a host family. I mean, you
Yeah.
get free tickets and stuff. There are some drawbacks that I'm not interested in, but there are a lot of perks. But I mean, again, that's the community. You know, this is one of their small businesses. It's like, think of it this way: if you live in Kenosha, Wisconsin, okay, you could choose on a weekend in June. You can choose to go to the bowling alley, the movie theater. You can find something to do, or you can go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
Right? Like they need.
We love baseball games.
Yeah, I do too. I love baseball.
We may have to pick something on
yeah,
here.
we're gonna have to take another vacation.
Like I'm looking at the Oilers right now.
Yeah.
That looks fun. I looked at what's the one that you were talking about in New York? Or the Schooners?
Oh,
I'm
the
clicking on
Mystic
the-
Schooners.
I'm-
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you scooter. Sorry, yes. I'm
That's
looking at all the pictures.
Mystic,
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah, the ones with the pictures are like
What?
they're a draw, right?
Connecticut?
Yeah, because then you can start going, oh,
Absolutely.
that looks cute and that looks fun.
We may
and
have a
what's
new
this
one on there
So-
soon. I just had a good conversation today.
I never-
Fantastic.
Nice.
That
I
is
never-
really neat.
I never thought of anything I wanted to do in Connecticut, but now we found
So-
something.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well, it's interesting because we took the family this last summer and we decided we were going to do a road trip out to California. We'd never been. And we were like, let's look at your map.
yeah, absolutely.
And let's figure out what our route is going to be and hit up a few games. And because we'd never been out there, it was exciting for the kids too, because they were like, okay, new swag. We know we're going to get it if we ask dad. And so the kids did such a great job being in the car because we could like literally plan, okay, we're going to drive here the first night, then we're going to stop here, then we're going to spend a couple days there, and we're going to go to a baseball game, we're going to experience this. And that's kind of, I think, to your point of what you really wanted this to be, is that there's people that travel cross country with their families or with their buddies and things like that.
Or for
and
work.
now it's like, hey, I got this guy's trip, but it's for baseball map or it's a business trip. And I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. For sure.
Honestly,
So-
I've traveled for 3 years by myself. This would have
Yes.
been great.
Yes.
Where were you 3 years ago?
I was closed up in my house. It was cold.
Yes. And can I also say, with all the Boeing BS going on right now, I think we're all going back to road trips
Yeah,
here.
just
Right
a little more
quick.
confident when you're driving for whatever reason, right?
Right. Yeah.
They used to say that flying was safer than driving. I don't know anymore.
I just don't want a door to fall off.
Yeah,
that's all,
or
that's all.
wheels to fall off.
Great time for our daughter became a flight attendant, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
I will
God.
say, me and my husband, we just went down to Daytona last weekend. And on the way home, it was a little bit of turbulence. No problem. I'm used to that. When this guy landed the plane, it was squirrely. And I've flown quite a few times. Well over a dozen times, which maybe that's not a lot to some people, but it's a lot, I feel like a dozen times. You kind of get the hang of it,
More than 7, you're an
This,
expert.
I was scared. I was scared when we landed. I was like, thank God we fucking landed, because it was like, like bouncing every. I've never had a flight land like that.
You're like, I'm gonna drive. Give me that 20-hour drive.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Northwoods League.
Oh, the
They have
Northwoods.
5 nights of family fun.
Yeah, I mean that's the Northwoods League is one of our local leagues. Again, not a major league, but the Northwoods League is a collegiate summer league that is based out of the Midwest mainly. Teams out in North Dakota like the Bismarck Larks and the Minot Hot Tots are a part of that league too, but that's as far west as they go. A lot of teams in Minnesota, Iowa, Michigan, the Traverse City Pit Spitters, one of my favorite. God, that logo is incredible. Go to Traverse City.
Yeah. I saw that one.
And of course the our local Kenosha Kingfish, like it is a great summertime family event. And if you can, like I said, if it's between choosing that, even if I'm with the guys, even if I'm just like going out with the guys and it's like, are we going to go to a bar and watch a game on TV, or go there and it's like,
We're going to go to Hot Tots.
Yeah.
right.
Go
Exactly.
see the milkmen.
Yeah,
Milkmen.
The milkmen.
Yeah. Franklin,
my
Wisconsin.
good
Great
Lord.
milkshakes. Just saying
That's so
again, I
funny.
go for the food. So
That is so funny.
you were going to say something about when you and I went to Traverse City.
We were going to go to Traverse City.
Okay, thank God. I
So-
was like, we were there. I like really started to question.
I don't
like,
remember that
blackout
hot dog.
periods.
So
Must
that
not have
was
Did they have
great.
milkshakes?
that was a team that was playing in 2020. Okay. And their story wasn't as great as the others because like half of the players got COVID.
Oh, no.
And think about in 2020, that meant like a week quarantine.
Right.
Yeah.
At
And how do
least.
you play baseball with half the team is sick and was testing positive? The other half is on quarantine because they were with them.
Right.
Right. And so they
Right.
wound up getting rid of like one whole team. It just so happened we had tickets. I think it's the Turtle Creek Resort that's right off the water there. You got the Great Bear Sand Dunes that are up there, a national park. It's beautiful. Again, that's a trip up to Michigan, but it's like I would make that trip because there's beautiful outdoor area for us to hike and explore. We can see some beautiful country up there in northern Michigan. And of course, there's baseball, which
Right.
is
Of course.
typically
Right.
Coincidentally.
So do you have a goal in mind? Like I'm looking at 900 different stadiums here. What's the goal for you personally?
That's a great question because there are, again, talk about the community. There are people who are the 30 club. Like, I want to get to all 30 major league parks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my age. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The 30 Club, like, still in it. Still in it.
Did it again.
Back for another year. Anyway. But they want to go 30 for 30. Would I like to go to all major? Yeah. I mean, that was always like an initial goal, kind of in the background. I'm not crazy chasing it. You could literally do it.
Till you figured out about all these other ones, and you were like,
exactly. When I'm
well,
like,
now it's the 900 Club.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God.
But
send help.
Sorry, babe. Yeah.
I'm tagging you two in.
They're not free. But yeah, so you know, I really enjoy. I mean, one of the most fun things we've gotten a chance to do. We were fortunate enough. We kind of got invited to go and meet some people in social media. I got a bunch of Twitter friends together from like Colorado and the Tri-City area up in Seattle area. There was somebody in Jacksonville, Florida. Everybody kind of merged together in Missoula, Montana.
Oh my gosh, what a random place.
What a random place.
Random people,
Yeah.
though. Like, that was the cool part is,
Right.
like, he's like, I'm meeting all these people. I was like, do you know any of them? And he's like, I will tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll meet them. I don't mind. So, but I mean, going out there in Missoula, I mean, talk about outdoors. There's hiking everywhere. We went whitewater rafting. Me and some friends went and did that. It's just, it's super cool. And I wouldn't have had that on my list. I wouldn't have put that on my list,
Yeah.
but it's like when you realize all that you can see, right? You realize that baseball is literally everywhere. Then why just make it 30? Why just make it 30? And I can honestly say, if you have a family, minor league baseball is probably more fun. It's definitely more affordable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day to go to a Cubs game.
Yeah.
You're paying $18-22 for a beer.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get down there. So you're
And you're
taking
in the nosebleed section.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Even
Yeah.
to get bleacher seats,
Yep.
we all went to the
Bleacher seats are like the most expensive there.
Yeah,
That never used to be that way,
I
but that's the
know.
marquee location.
cool kid.
It's so
Right.
crazy. It's so expensive. And then we were tired of walking. Of course, Meredith had no problem with it, but me and my husband were like, walking. So I look and I was like, let's just get an Uber to the train station. $98 they wanted for like
painful.
15 blocks. You know, we're like,
They're
nope,
like, but
we're
it will
just
take
walking.
an hour and 10 minutes
Yeah,
to drive
yeah.
those
We're
blocks.
just walking. We're just
Right.
We'll
walking.
crawl if we have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Meredith will carry us.
Yeah.
I think that was mentioned.
She goes, I didn't hear anybody complaining. I go, because you were 3
Yeah, you
blocks
couldn't hear
ahead of
us.
us.
We thought you left.
You couldn't hear us because I couldn't talk. I was gasping for
I
air.
couldn't even scream for you.
It was so funny. Johnny
was
was
a
like,
great
we're
time.
going into this bar and we're getting a beer. I need to catch my breath.
It was a good
Meredith
time.
turns around. She's like, where are they?
I did do that once. I'm like, oh, are they back there? Oh, they must have stopped at a bar.
We had like 13 people in our group.
Oh, I thought
it
you were
was
going to say
wild.
13 beers. I'm like, that
No,
sounds
well,
about right.
that
And then you
too.
slept at the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's so fun. You know, baseball's always been in our. So
Yeah.
I am a Cubs fan.
So
My
is she.
whole family is Sox.
Yeah.
So the conversations are
I tell people all the time, I
it's so
sleep with
fun.
the enemy. It's
yes,
like crazy.
absolutely. Yes.
Is that your
But this
favorite
is-
team?
Yeah, I'm a
Cedric?
Sox fan.
Sox. Yeah.
This is so fun. I mean, before you came, I said, I don't know what we're going to talk about. It's like some kind of mapping thing. And this is so much better than that.
Yeah, you didn't realize
No,
it.
You know
I
what's
didn't
funny?
realize
He said
it.
the same thing. He's like, do they know like what I'm talking?
No.
I'm
No,
talking about
we
a
love
map.
learning.
You know, we purposely do that, though. We will
Yes.
not
Yes.
do a lot of research
Yes.
until you're here because it's never
And we have
what you
good
think it
questions
is.
Yes.
to ask.
And then, yes,
you know?
right. We don't talk about it before. You know, we'll start to talk about something. I'm like, nope, wait.
Save it for the air.
Yep.
Save it for the air.
Yeah.
I was
Because
like,
the
we'll
thing-
get started talking and it'll just flow.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I always say when you do something every day, it comes so naturally to
Yep.
you, right? So that's why it is nice to not research, not
Nope.
not do anything, because then I ask, you know, put it in layman's terms for me, right? I know nothing about it, so then it's good. It makes you explain everything.
Everything.
That
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
It's
it's
neat.
good.
It's
That's a smart move, by the way.
like,
It
that's
is.
That's a professional
because
podcaster
I don't
move.
well I don't want to come in and be like, well, what about this? What about that? I want you to organically put it out there for us.
Nice.
So
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's gone
cool.
well. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm in
It is
Florida
amazing.
right now looking at all these
What do we
different.
got in Florida?
I can't believe we just spend all the time on the beach when there's a Buccaneers
Well, you know,
stadium that we could go to.
we don't spend the whole time on the beach. We go to the bars.
Yeah,
too.
so this is real. Well, all right,
To
that's
watch
true.
baseball
To
on
watch
the TV.
baseball.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a lot of fun
exactly.
ones. I mean, one of my favorites is there's two I love in Florida. One, was able to meet up with some people, and we went down and got to throw out the first pitch, which was awesome.
Oh, cool.
You're like the shit.
In in Jacksonville, Florida. It was awesome. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. So if you type that one in.
I haven't seen them, but I have heard of them.
That is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's just so much
the barracudas.
fun. It's so much fun. The Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are a lot of fun. When we are out in Gulf Shores, and we go to Gulf Shores as a family, meet up with my sister from the Dallas area. We go down to Gulf Shores, Alabama, which did not expect in my life I would spend like a decade traveling to Alabama for vacation.
Yeah.
But we do, and we've had a lot of fun stopping in places like Little Rock, Memphis, Montgomery, all these stops along the way. But one of the places we've gone the most is Pensacola, the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. And if you actually look at that, like this is the other thing too, like you don't even realize some of this stuff. Not only do you get like the community, and you might get the local fair, and you might get to really feel what this town is about, what the city's about, but you also get some incredible ballparks. And the Pensacola Blue Wahoos are right off of Pensacola Bay. And so right in the outfield is the water. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, and again, that's a AA affiliate of the Miami Marlins. Got to throw out a first pitch there as well.
Oh my gosh!
And that
You're so much cooler than us.
That was a crazy story. That was a fun time, and the family was involved, and there was definitely speed limits broke, but we made it there.
That was hilarious.
Had a great time, and super cool. I love them. I love the owner. Actually, the owner of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos is the owner of the Beloit Sky Carp. He's actually from Janesville, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And both of them are affiliates. He's worked out that sweetheart deal. Both are affiliates of the Marlins, and they made a brand new stadium in Beloit. If you haven't been, you have to go. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's really nice.
Brand
We
new
got a
stadium
lot of traveling to do this year.
You know
That's
what
a
I'm
fun
thinking? Okay, like I just saw somebody on one of my social media platforms went to where they have the dolphins and the whales in Florida. You know what I mean? SeaWorld, yeah.
SeaWorld.
And I'm like, ew, that's so gross. Like, I'll never go there. I will never go there because I hate that they have. And they say, oh, well, we saved them. They wouldn't survive. I don't care. Then let nature take its course.
It's got one fin, and you're like, nope,
Do
not
not.
interested.
Bent over and
Do not. I would 100% rather go on the baseballmapper.com website and look for a baseball game than go to SeaWorld any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You have to choose, right? You have to make a choice. Like, what are you spending your time and your money with your family? Or like I said, you're downtime. Are you going to be in your hotel room because you're on a work trip?
Yep.
Or do you get done at 5:00 and it's like that game time starts at 6:05 and it's just
right down the road.
It's a 10-minute Uber ride away.
That's so
a
awesome.
couple of Patrick's friends do that. I mean, they travel a lot for work.
Yeah.
And so it comes in handy. They just, reference the map and they're like, I've got to travel here for work.
Send me a picture of a hat they got.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Or some
bring me one, please.
Hillsboro hops. They're out in
gosh.
Hillsboro hops. It's just a little beer hop.
A little hop.
Yeah, they got a great one too. But there's a
the
lot.
kids like it too because like they get to go out on the field.
Yeah.
They're playing games. They get to run the bases
Oh, it's so
afterwards.
Play catch on
and
the
where
field.
were we at that they got to take some of the stadium dirt? Like our son still has on his shelf in his room above his bed, a little jar of dirt. And what park
That
was
was
at?
Beloit. Beloit when they
Yes,
changed their branding and they moved into the new stadium. They let everybody out for their final game, and it was weird because they didn't finish the season at that park. They moved into the new one like for August, halfway through.
Gosh.
So we were, of course, there. We had gone and we've had a lot of memories. My oldest daughter and I, we did like a dizzy bat competition. There's a video. It's
It did not
funny.
end well.
It was hilarious.
Well, actually, it ended great for the people
Don't
watching.
spoil it.
But
Don't spoil it.
you should share that.
But like in getting to play catch on the field, again, talk about the experiences you can have with your family going to baseball. You don't
going
just
to
have
minor league baseball,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
Not major league.
Right.
Because
I've never
you never
run the
get to do
bases on
that.
the Cubs field.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, and
You
that's
know what?
always
But
this
let's
year.
hope. Let's hope.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
it's a dream. Right. You got to get out there. You have to know somebody. Then you can go do
Yeah.
that. They're like, get off
Or
the
we know
field.
we know
and then
Barb,
you get
so-
arrested afterwards.
And can you imagine he's got to do it at Cubs, not Sox?
Oh,
That would be terrible.
We're like, is that guy scowling? Over there?
He's
But-
like, I hate it, but I'm going to do it.
Oh, I would still do it. Are you crazy? Anyway, so
What's the top? You show up to a stadium with your family and you're just shocked. What's the, any kind of shock, like, oh, this sucks, or oh, this is a fantastic? Which one surprised you the most?
There you go. Yeah.
How about that? I'll word it that way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay, so I will say the Nashville Sounds ballpark is a AAA ballpark. Nashville's been trying to get a major league team. They want to be an expansion city.
Oh.
But they want a team. They have a AAA team right now. The Nashville Sounds has everything that you could possibly want, even if you aren't into baseball. They have a concourse that has so many things built in, like a mini golf course.
Oh, wow.
They have like Adirondack chairs to hang out in, not just like regular chairs, like Adirondack chairs to like lounge. You can't see the game; you're just hanging out.
Like watch for fly balls.
Yeah, kinda, not really.
Close.
A lot of like these bar areas set up on the concourse for you to go hang out nearby. There's cornhole. There's
what?
Cornholes? Cornhole? Like the
bags.
Oh, bags.
Sorry about that.
Like, excuse
My
me.
bad.
Are you from the Midwest?
You did that on purpose.
Were you in Indiana?
You did that on
Yeah.
purpose. I got set up.
Stepped right into
You
that
put
one.
corn in your butt?
I'm throwing it like what? What?
They have like a Pop-A-Shot. It's almost like a Connect 4 game with basketball.
Oh.
And
That's interesting.
my favorite thing is like the owners of the stadium bought the building down the third base line. And you can literally walk out the gate, and on the bottom level is a brewery, and on the top floor is a restaurant, and it's first come first serve on the patio, but you literally could walk off the street and go out on the patio and watch the whole game from that view.
You mean
don't
they
even
didn't
need
try to
chicken.
block it off?
They don't need to. They didn't do blackouts. They're like, you know what? We'll just let people watch baseball. It's a weird concept.
It's amazing.
That's
Weird.
amazing.
That is
We'll let 'em.
amazing.
So Nashville, I would recommend that for if you're going down to Nashville, great city. I mean, you went down there, you were like, I'm going to go to a baseball. She did not. But
There for the
Spa
country
day.
music.
country music,
okay.
right. You go on Broadway. Yeah, you're going to go out. You're going to do the night scene. But hey, who says you can't take in a ball game beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for something to do during the day when everybody else is hungover and still sleeping.
Yeah.
She's like, true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
that's a good example of that. But
Yeah.
I would say
Amazing.
even when we
So
were just
cool.
even at spring training, like what was the park? Was it the Angels that we were seeing the second day?
the second day, yeah.
And they had like it was almost like food trucks.
Was
Not
this in
quite like
March
food
or
trucks.
April?
This one, I'd prefer not to talk about that.
Still trying to figure out when spring training
That was
happened.
that's like ripping off a scab right there. Okay, so 2025, 2025 will be the year. So, but I was so impressed as we were walking around. They had so many different food options. Like they had a wood fire pizza place. Like so, I got that
Like on the concourse.
And I'm like, I'm a pizza snob, right? Because we're in the Chicagoland area, and I was like, I don't know, and it was amazing. But then there was like also another little spot that was like all Mexican food and tacos and fajitas and all this stuff.
Wow.
And it was like I told him, I feel like we're at the Lake County Fair.
They
Like,
did
they
too,
had,
like
like,
a fair setup.
turkey legs and ears of corn here. Like let's
That is
find
so
it.
cool.
So it was just really neat. And every place is different, and it's cool to see how they incorporate some of like the local food. Like, as you go into these southern states and stuff, there's barbecue spots there and things like that. And then there's
we
other
need
areas
good
with
barbecue
pizza.
out here by
We
us.
do. We do.
Beloit, they set it up to where their field opens up down the right field line for food trucks to pull in. They can do rotating food trucks, literally pulling onto the outfield concourse area. So I mean,
You
like
mean they provide places for that, not kick them out when they show up?
yeah.
Amazing.
It's a whole new
Amazing.
world. It's a
Amazing.
whole
Yeah.
new world.
Yeah,
That's
it's nice.
crazy.
I remember being in San Antonio when I was in the military. I was down in San Antonio, and the missions are down there. And they had, like, I remember they had ears of corn for sale. And it was like they had buckets of butter to just
yum.
dip the corn in. And then they had like tables full of sprinkling seasonings and stuff.
Sprinklings.
Sprinkling.
And you're not going to
Not
get
the
that
cupcake.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But in Texas,
Yeah.
that sounds like some
Yeah.
San Antonio shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so you're gonna get that experience. And it's like, again, the hope for people, whatever you're interested in, if you go to the baseball mapper, it's like the goal of going to the website is to bring people who love baseball to one place to get everything they need. And some of that's teams, but we've even partnered with like baseball makers. Like there's people out there who live their life creating baseball art and sell it, and people buy it and they don't have to work a regular day job anymore.
Wow.
And or people who are designers and they create a brand, and one of our partners, Logan, is out in Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's got Old Fort Baseball, and he makes like these vintage baseball designs, and they're so incredible. And I remember the first time I talked to him a few years ago when we first connected, and I was like, I get it, man. I don't know anything about Fort Wayne baseball, and it's historical. First professional baseball game ever held was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Didn't know it.
No.
They have an awesome stadium in downtown Fort Wayne. If you're ever down there, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps are incredible. It's a beautiful ballpark, and it's a really cool logo, Johnny Appleseed and everything. But I'm telling him like, why can't you do what you do for teams around the country, man? We know enough people, man. Let's just start spreading it out. And he's partnering up with teams now all around the country. He's making T-shirts for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks.
That's so cool.
And
Really cool.
It's like the rising tide lifts all sails.
Wow.
And everybody can win. We can all win. And if you're a baseball fan, I want it to be a place where you can find blogs about independent baseball because that's your jam. Who else is going to write about? I have no idea. But we have blogs on our website of people who write baseball and are passionate about what their thing is. And we want people to be able to find it because there's people that travel and they've got some really cool tips for you. And we can't be everywhere.
Right.
And even though I'm an English major and a former English teacher, I can't write every blog, much to my partner's, he's like completely surprised. Like, bro, you're a writer. You write. Why don't you just write more blogs?
You teach writing.
Yeah, like, you can't do more blogs? I was like,
Give
shut up,
yourself
bro.
the assignment.
I should write a blog one time. And we have our own blog on there too. And that's the thing. We want people to be able to find it. And baseball's unique. And this is what I'll say. Baseball is unique in the way, and think about it, and maybe it's the summer. Maybe it's because of the time they play. But it's uniquely the sport that people travel the most to go see.
Yeah.
Like you are out and about and you will take up a game in a completely different state that you've never been in.
Yeah.
Because it's baseball.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can maybe convince me of college football, and that's only if you went to a Division I school and you give a damn about it. You're a Hawkeye fan and that matters to you.
You're Ole Miss.
Right, yeah. Ole Miss, right. You're
The only one I know.
Roll Tide, whatever that means. We don't know, right? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But NFL, you mean to tell me you think there's people who are traveling around to go sit out in the snow in January, want to be in -6 degrees in Kansas City and lose fingers?
There's Bears
fans. But Bears fans will go see their team.
Yeah.
Right.
Traveling to go see the Raiders. You want to go?
Right.
You think they want to go hang out and get yelled at by Raider Nation all day and spit on? No. So it's unique. Baseball is unique in this way. And again, minor leagues, going and visiting the lower levels, the kids who are trying to make it, who are hoping, the Kenosha Kingfish, those teams in that level, they're hoping they get a chance. A scout might be there.
Yeah.
They could get drafted. And you think you're going to go watch NBA developmental league ball? No one cares about that. No one's traveling around to go see a team that plays in Lakeland, Florida for the Orlando Magic developmental league. No one cares. No one cares. But
I'm sure somebody
nobody.
does.
I've checked. Nobody.
Yeah.
The point is,
We put a survey.
the point is, baseball is unique, and whether it's because you don't have to really, you could be at the Nashville Sounds game, you could be chilling in your Adirondack chair and just drinking a beer and talking with your friends and whatever, and the game's going on around you, or that you're keeping score. There's people who are literally keeping.
I used to keep score.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
So-
many years ago.
I always thought people just randomly did that.
No,
all
I
the
used to
time.
keep score. Yeah, and then they
It's so
started losing, and then I
crazy.
couldn't do it anymore.
You're
It
like,
was too
this is
sad.
getting too painful.
Yes, it was very painful.
Right, and I like to
It's
travel.
breaking a lot of pencils, just-
I like to get up and walk around and grab a beer and talk and see if I can interact with players and bring my kids around the players.
Yeah.
And like that kind of stuff matters more to me than sitting in my chair. So
Yeah.
I also think that's really neat because the kids will go to a game with him and they come home and they're so excited to show me the ball they got.
Yes.
Or my son will ask a player to sign his hat. And it's like these are creating memories
Oh, yeah.
long after we're gone.
Yep.
And
It's the
hopefully that just
experience.
carries down. Yeah, right?
But you can't do that at major leagues, because there's
it's
the
like
cars.
Spring training.
untouchable.
Yeah,
Spring training.
Yeah, it's spring training.
That's
You
unique.
can. Yeah, it
It's
is
a unique
unique.
thing.
They come
Talk
up
about
and
Disney
talk to
World.
you and hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right there.
universal. Yeah.
Universal again. Right.
I was going to say,
Buc-ee's, whatever.
Grandpa
Or
Vic.
Buc-ee's, yeah.
I love my Buc-ee's.
You're going to be
Can
there
you believe my
signing
husband
shirts.
called it just a gas station? I was like,
Yeah, we
you're
won't-
not allowed to come
sounds
back
for-
here
This is
again.
such a wonderful
Grounds
interview.
of
Let's not bring
divorce.
Johnny into this.
Let's not do that.
It's interesting that you brought up Buc-ee's because we were just we were at the airport. We were on the tram getting to after we returned the car rental or whatever, and there was a girls cheerleading team that was like coming back from a competition and they all looked dog tired, sunburned. They looked like they had a great time, whatever.
Yeah.
They were all talking about Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. That's what they
She's
were.
like, yeah, we go and we like
I think
visit
they're on
the
TikTok.
Buc-ee's. And a couple of the girls were like, what's a Buc-ee's? And she's like,
Yeah.
oh. And someone goes, so it's a gas station? She goes, it's so much
It's
so
more
much
than
more.
a gas station.
There's
There's
so much
fudge.
more.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what
Yeah.
sold me on it.
And
Like,
so much more.
Absolutely. The
You
grilled
know what?
cheese
The
is
problem.
amazing.
The problem is, I took Johnny there at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
Oh, it's a different
right.
vibe. It's a
He
different
didn't
vibe.
get the
Different
true Buc-ee's experience.
Yeah,
He didn't
well, that
hear,
was your mistake then.
Let's get on the board. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So he's like, "What? It's a gas station with 100 pumps," and I was like, "You get out right
Get
now."
out, get
I
out,
feel
go
like,
sit in the car.
I feel
Just
like you
walk.
could almost have a Buc-ee's podcast. The way, or a website. Put them on a map.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
there you go.
Buc-ee's.com.
They
Oh, wait,
are-
I think it's
They're
taken.
They
growing.
are opening one in Milwaukee, hopefully
we need a
within the
map.
next year.
We
or
need a
two.
map with all the
So-
Buc-ee's locations.
Buc-ee's
Yeah.
mapper.
Yeah, and I'm a Florida Buc-ee's girl because I go to Florida all the time,
Yeah.
and they opened one in Daytona Beach, and I was like,
I'm home.
Yeah.
You're like, I am home.
"Yeah, I am."
These are my people.
So how long
have
have
to
you
go.
loved baseball and how long has it been a problem?
I
This is
have.
really an intervention, honey. You just
Oh my God, that's why you're here.
Why she's here.
So I have loved baseball. I remember there was a time where I could have been a Cubs fan or a Sox fan, but the Sox team in the early 90s was it, and part of the reason why is because, and it's a weird story, a part of my childhood. I used to have a hard time sleeping because I used to be really paranoid that people were going to break in our house.
Oh, were they Sox fans?
No,
They're probably
ironically.
Cubs fans.
Cubs
so
fans?
that's,
Ironically.
that's what turned him.
I was
Okay,
gonna say,
It
was
was-
this the South Side?
It was-
No.
No, it was near Arlington Heights. It was not.
Oh, yeah, no, no
Jesus.
one's breaking
Come on,
in there.
come on. Well,
on.
the area is a little sketch.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah, I'm sure there's
So-
one or two bad
no,
streets.
there's problems, but I used to stay up and I used to have my bat with me, and I'm not even making this story up. It's so crazy. I used to stay up and I used to watch reruns of Sports Channel replaying White Sox games.
Oh.
And I remember a whole summer, I could tell you everybody who was like on the 1991 White Sox team.
Oh, how boring.
Yeah, I know. It's my
That's how he
life.
won me over.
I recited the
You were
roster.
like, wow, you put me right to sleep.
And the bullpen pitchers, I was
guy's
like,
Mary-
just hang on,
Mary-
baby.
Mary material.
We're about to get into the bullpen. here in a minute. So Bobby Thigpen, she was just right on. So
Thick pin.
No.
I think things just got dirty
No.
real quick.
Double C, thick thin.
so,
She thick.
so she thick. Anyway, so
Hot toddy thick.
I would spend a lot of time watching those games, and I just remember all summer long, that's how I got through the night. I would sleep a little bit longer in the day and be up all night long protecting my house,
Yeah.
watching Sox games. And
I think the Sox games were the problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking, let's go back here a little bit further than that.
deeper
We need to
dive.
watch
that
it. We need
north
to,
side. You
yeah.
should
Yeah.
have been watching. You'd be all calm, like, oh my god, this is great. You know.
hey, we lost again. Who cares? Nobody cares.
Yeah.
The hell with it. These tickets were free, I think. I don't know. I'm hammered.
Great.
But yeah, so that's when I really got into it. And it's like I said, it's interesting because when I was in the military, I was stationed out at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland. So that's really close to DC, Baltimore, and Northern Virginia. And they would give us tickets for a lot of things. That was one of the things I always did during our time when we had downtime. We'd go to sporting events. I went to Washington Capitals hockey games. We went to Camden Yards. I've been to Camden Yards is like my third most visited Fourth. I've been to plenty Cubs games, damn it. But
Much to dismay.
but Camden Yards is a beautiful ballpark in Baltimore, and I've been to more than a dozen ball games there because they used to give tickets. And one of the places they would give tickets to was the AA farm team, the Bowie Bay Sox, in Bowie, Maryland, which their parking lot was behind a Home Depot. And we parked back in this big parking lot, and we drank, and they carded maybe. And it was just such a great time, and we'd do jersey auctions, and we'd go meet players, and I just remember thinking about how much fun that was. And I was like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where you start to realize just how cool minor league baseball is. I don't remember if we paid for tickets. There wasn't many times. A lot of times those tickets were given to us, but we went there and we spent money on food and beer and one player jerseys and spent way too much money on that. But
Still do.
Yeah, still do. But we had a lot of fun, and I think that's really where I'm aware of what minor league baseball is by the time I'm, out of the military and stuff. I think there's people who aren't. I think there's people who really are like, I don't want to go watch a baseball game. Well, you wouldn't feel that way if that baseball game was more fun.
Yeah.
Or you felt like you could go there and, have some good food or have a lot of laughs with your friends or
Not
watch something
spend
funny.
a fortune.
Not spend a fortune.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Go somewhere afterwards because you can afford it.
Because you can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Right.
Not have to walk 18
Bring your
blocks.
whole family. Like
Bring
you
your whole
said.
family,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Get a $98 Uber.
Well, and you're also not
Shit.
paying for parking. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, we've gone to plenty of White Sox games where we are leaving. Like, we've now got it down to a science because it used to be like, okay, we're going to get a babysitter. The game's at 3, we're going to leave at noon, and it's not enough time.
No.
So
Yeah.
now it's like we got smart, and if we've got the Cubs White Sox tickets, we go down the day before,
Gotta stay
pay
down
for
there.
the hotel.
Take the red train.
Just so that we
Yep.
don't have to deal with the traffic, because if 4.5 hours isn't enough to get there, and then all the parking lots are full unless
Yep.
you bought a ticket that cost you your firstborn child.
Right.
So it's like, this is a whole different concept. You can park at the Home Depot.
Right,
Just stumble
right.
on in. So
Yeah.
but they just make it so much more affordable. And I remember one time we were in St. Louis and we were laughing about that because, like, we're used to Chicago pricing, and like we were walking somewhere and they were selling, you could park in some random parking lot and they were like $5, and there was people around us and they're like $5, whatever. And we're like, oh my God, like that's a steal.
Yeah.
In Chicago, it's like $45.
Yes.
And you're like,
Park at this
I mean,
Taco Bell.
Right.
And hopefully
3
you're not
miles.
double parked and stuck
Yeah.
until,
Yep.
1 in the morning.
God,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. But it's also one of the things that's made Patrick interesting is that, like, his teams of choice have always been weird because he's also a Blues fan. And that's St. Louis. So I can't tell you how many times we've been out and about and they're like, oh, so you're from St. Louis? And I'm like, no, that would make sense.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Newt. This is a different animal here. And then same thing like with football. For a while you were like what was it, Dolphins fan?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He's spent
It
a
was
lot of
the
his life
jacket that everybody
confused.
had.
Everybody had it. I
Everybody
had
had
one.
that jacket.
He
I had that
did.
jacket. I
Remember
did.
the hooded
Browns.
swooshy jacket?
Yeah,
that was
the starter
The
jacket.
starter jacket.
That was
Yeah.
teal.
And it had to be
Yes.
the pullover, not the zip
It
up.
had to be the pullover.
They re-released those, by the way.
Disgusting.
You know
Well,
what?
and now I'm mad that he didn't keep that because it'd be worth a mint.
It would absolutely.
You know who
would be.
Dave Portnoy?
Portnoy, yeah,
Okay.
Barstool. Yeah.
And
El
and he does
Presidente.
the pizza.
Yeah.
And I see a video of him the other day, and he's total surf style,
Yeah.
right? Remember the surf style
Yeah.
windbreakers?
Yeah.
And he goes, I saw it. I had to buy it. I had to buy it, and I was like, no, we're not. No,
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that.
Just specialize in pizza like you do.
Yeah.
Reviews. Walk
Yeah.
away. Just walk away.
Don't do it.
Billionaire,
Don't bring it
by
back,
the way,
please.
billionaire.
Don't bring it back.
If the Clopen Effect could pay for us to go to any stadium that maybe would need people to come.
Oh.
Like we love supporting, right?
We
We
do.
love
Yes,
just
we do.
supporting lots of people.
First of all,
Where are
I'm
we
saying
going?
the first one I want to go to is the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
we're all right.
And then, but I feel like they're doing fine on their own.
Listen, they've got a couple
They're
things
doing
working.
fine.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
will.
They got the
I want to
warehouse.
see them before I die.
Right.
They'll get
Yes.
So, but then who should we?
Yes, if they would, more like a need if they need fans, not cardboard cutouts. Cardboard cutouts.
Right.
Hey, those
right.
need to be repurposed. Okay?
Yeah, they do.
So
So locally, I have to think locally, and I have to think about one of my partner teams with the King County Cougars.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll start with that, and it's a place that you guys
Hey, is that
have been
mine?
to. That is yours.
Okay.
And that's
Don't
your
take
sticker.
that back with you.
That's your sticker. And it's some place that we've been. We've got family friends who've been a part of that organization for a long time. It's a great place for baseball. I really enjoy that area. We don't nearly spend enough time. It's only about an hour away from here.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'll tell you is during COVID, so people who aren't baseball fans don't realize this, but there was a lot more baseball not that long ago. And what happened during COVID is that I think Major League Baseball felt like they were bleeding money a little bit with some of these non-money making teams. Some of these teams weren't drawing enough. And so they could start to change the rules and be like, if you want to stay a part of the club, you're going to have to remodel your stadium,
Right.
get more money in, or you're out. And they actually
sit with us.
they restructured their system, and their minor leagues used to have like 160 some teams because teams were able to have like a rookie level and a single A and a double A and all this stuff. And they wound up cutting bait on like 40 teams. There are cities out there in America that their team went away after COVID and never came back.
Never came back.
And I get real passionate about this
Yeah.
shit, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna try not to cry.
Yeah.
But like, for example, in Lowell, Mass was a low affiliate of the Lowell Spinners, is a low affiliate of the Red Sox. They lost their team, small ballpark, but huge following, and it didn't matter. They decided teams were on the chopping block.
Jeez.
There's
Gotta
a team.
cut the budget,
Gotta
I
right?
feel
cut-
bad for the athletes.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
I
well-
feel
for the
terrible.
people in town who now don't have a game
Game to go
to.
They don't have
Yeah.
it. They don't have it,
So,
or
like,
they don't.
what do those kids
what
think
happened?
about? Like,
Yeah.
when they'd go to a game and be like, I want to be a ball player someday.
Yeah.
Like,
And then all
if
of a
they're
sudden
not
it's
getting
gone.
out of that, if they're not getting out of that town to see that, how does that?
But the
Yeah,
stadium's still
yeah.
there. They're just not playing there anymore. And
Yeah.
like
That's even
Lancaster,
worse. Yeah.
California had the Jethawks. That's by a Air Force base. They lost their team. Burlington Bees, they were able to keep their team, but not affiliation. They fell off. That's a small team in Burlington, Iowa. They joined the Prospect League, which is collegiate summer. They went from playing. They were an affiliate of the Angels. Mike Trout and friends would go through this organization, and people would come out there and fill the ballpark. And now they play May through August.
Oh.
This affected a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And the King County Cougars always had good attendance. Always have had good attendance.
Right.
And they got left off. When Major League Baseball decided every team gets 4 affiliates, a low A, a high A, a double A, and a triple A, and that's it. Pick your squads. A lot of people chose to go close, either with partnerships they've had for years, like the White Sox, who have had partnerships like the Birmingham Barons for a long time, Charlotte Knights, or they decided to go close. The Miami Marlins decided to restructure their whole thing and stick to Jacksonville and Pensacola and, keep everything really, I think, like the Hammerheads in Jupiter and also the Beloit Sky Carp. Thanks, Quinn Studer.
Yeah.
Glad you own both those teams, but you can have whatever you want. The Beloit Snappers were on the chopping block. They played in a rec league, adult rec league, park district size field. And that was
Wow.
Pullman Field, where we went and
Yeah.
got that dirt off the field.
Yeah.
I loved that ballpark. That was not a major league appropriate ballpark where players would go and they would travel to these places, Quad Cities off of Mississippi River in Davenport. And it was like world class. There's a damn Ferris wheel out in left field. And then they'd come here and play like they're the JV team. Like, what the hell kind of facility
Right,
is this, right?
right.
And Major League Baseball wasn't wrong in that sense, that it's like, maybe you shouldn't have baseball if that's all you can do.
Yeah.
But it sucks, and it wasn't really nice. And King County, surprisingly, got left off. And so they became independent, and they're part of the American Association, which is a great organization they're part of. And they're doing pretty good, I know, because of our connections there. But if anything, I want to support those people. That
So
kind of
this
been left
is-
out.
for sure.
This is my idea. we get a bus.
I like where your head's at because I can bring a cooler on there.
Yes. Let's rent a bus. Let's get everybody to pitch in and let's go.
That'd be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, let's go support.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in.
Who wants
in.
to join us?
Yeah, that's a good call.
We got
2, 3,
600
4.
people on the bus.
We have 21,000 people that listen a week.
Yeah.
We're gonna need
We
a
may
few more
have to
buses.
do-
There's not that many in Illinois.
Oh, that's true. That's
Right.
true.
Hey, with
Make a
Baseball
trip.
Mapper, they can make a trip.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
map
absolutely
that out,
could.
meet us there.
They don't need our bus though. They
So-
can just meet us there.
And that's one of the things that's neat
That's,
too, because
incredible.
when we're at the game, he'll post a picture and be like, "Hey, this is where we're at. Looking forward to watching baseball." And all of a sudden, he starts getting people online, and they're like, "Hey, I'm here too." And so,
And then you're like, oh,
he like
shoot.
disappeared for like an hour and a half. I thought he was getting me
Hour and a
pizza.
half.
I was
hour
up
and a
in the
half.
It's always
sun.
food, Barb.
I was in the sun. I thought I was getting pizza. I was like,
Came
looking
back
around,
empty-handed.
like,
He was, what?
Coincidentally, he did, and he's like, "I'm out. Your pizza's cooking. I'll be right back." And then he came back, and it was fresh, so I believed him. But yeah, so like all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, all these people are here," or someone else was like, "Oh man, I was there yesterday. I wish I would have known." So it's like
That is
it's
really cool.
neat. Yes, like you get to start seeing people that in an entire country you would never have crossed paths
Yeah.
with. So it's just really neat.
Basically, any city you go to, you're going to find somebody that you know. I'm
Yeah.
doing air quotes, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. It is a super cool
Yeah.
benefit
Yeah.
because we went on a trip a couple of summers ago. We went to Charleston, we went to Nashville, and we went to Jacksonville, and knew people in every one of those stops,
Yeah.
That
and
is really
hung out,
neat.
we were treated very well. And
I've been to all those places, but mainly just like at the airport.
I know it's terrible.
Not nearly
Not
as
as
cool.
exciting.
baseball
Not
in
as
there.
exciting. You were
those are
sitting
great.
in an
Those are all
uncomfortable
great
chair, though.
stadiums.
So.
They
by the way.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I was like, I don't know, this might be kind of boring. No, I didn't say that. I'm just kidding.
Damn,
I'm
yes,
just
you
kidding.
did.
Yeah,
She was
no,
like,
I swear to God, it
baseball.
comes
I
out.
know nothing about
No,
baseball.
yeah,
Like,
no.
is he a Cubs fan?
Yeah. I mean, Barb said he was kind of boring, so it's like,
Now that's true.
I was
No, she
drinking.
didn't.
I don't remember that. Ladies, what happens at the table stays at the table.
Oh, sorry about
Yes.
that. So tell us where everyone can find you, please.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously, we've talked a lot about baseballmapper.com. Again,
Yep,
I want it
yep.
to be a place that people can go. And if you love baseball, or even if you're just looking for something to do, go to the website and
Yeah,
you'll
go
find
check it all
right
out.
around the corner, man.
Buy
There's
some
baseball
merch.
everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then we're on, we're very fortunate. We are at Baseball Mapper, like on all platforms. So on Twitter.
You mean X.
Twitter, Instagram,
I love
Facebook, even YouTube. We used to have a lot more time on our hands back during COVID. We used to make videos, and it was fun. I miss it. I told him we got to make more time, my partner and I, to do it. But he's busy. Life and work make us busy.
Yeah.
But again, at Baseball Mapper, you can find us everywhere. The community is great, and if you aren't a part of it, come find us, and you'll be a part of it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Barb,
cool.
where can everyone find you since you came
So,
to join us?
thank you.
You're welcome, you're
I'm
welcome.
at Baseball Mapper. No, I'm just kidding.
She's like, you can find pictures of me eating pizza.
It's true. That's true.
drinking
She's in a
milkshakes.
lot of those.
So I'm at newpartners.com. We're located in Grays Lake. We service all of Lake County, Cook County, McHenry County. So we're kind of everywhere. We also have affiliation in Wisconsin. So anywhere that's local north of the city, we're there. So
Very nice.
NOOTE.
yes.
Not nude?
Oh, yes.
Not
yes,
nude?
it's
Not
true.
nude.
okay.
Not nude.
Did you get that a lot growing up?
I got all kinds of things.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. And you can
That's
actually
totally
see
fine.
you can find Barb actually on Instagram is a picture of her throwing out the first pitch last year at the Chicago Dogs game.
I was like,
So-
oh, good, he didn't bring that up. And here we are.
And
So-
here we are.
I thought it was going to be way
We really,
worse.
she
Nobody
really,
knows.
really find her
Nobody
at
knows.
baseball.
all
Watch
her
that.
awards
This is a
around her
family
when she's
show.
doing
Yeah.
that.
They put
can
them all on
find
the
Barb
mound.
on
They
there.
put them on the mound
I
so she
made our
could look at them.
17-year-old practice with me in the backyard because I was like afraid I was going to shame the family.
Oh no!
I'm like,
did all right.
Dad's got Baseball Mapper. I can't be
Yeah.
quick,
So,
cut down my nails.
Yeah.
Cut down my nails.
What do I have to do? Spit on the ball, put
Yeah.
sand on the ball. What is it that you're supposed to do? So yeah, so I didn't do too bad. He still talked to me afterwards.
what's
I don't
like
know,
this?
I don't know,
What?
like, I
Put
know,
what on
supposed
the
to
ball?
get something. I don't know. It's like So so it was good. I didn't shame the family. They applauded
She
me,
did great.
probably out of sympathy.
It's
but-
good.
Yeah.
Just one
Oh,
bounce
good.
in.
First of all, let me say that they had a kid go before me who was like going to be the next damn all-star.
Why
Oh,
they gotta
no.
do that?
And so, like,
stress
I
is
was already
real.
It
super
is.
nervous, and I'm like walking around, and my kids are there, and my husband's there, and we have friends there, and I was like, why was this a good idea?
Wow.
Why am I doing this?
right? Like, I was like, yeah, you know what? You want to know what I was doing? Michaela probably sent me.
Probably.
Because that's what she likes to do.
Probably.
So she's like, oh, your comfort zone? Let's get the hell out of
that's
that
so
and do
great.
something. So I'm there, and then they're like, well, we're going to let this kid go. And I was like, all right, well, whatever.
You're like a kid.
And then
kid.
he
What are we talking
acted
about?
I've
like
been practicing
he's,
in my
Yeah,
backyard.
I practiced for 15 minutes. I'm fine. And then he goes up there, and it's like he's been throwing the ball since he fell out of the womb. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to go anymore. Like, I was kidding. This was a joke. And so then, like, I'm walking by him on the field, and I was like, good job. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Like, he doesn't believe in me either.
Oh no.
So I walked up there. I was like, all right, let's do this.
That's some
So-
real
so-
anxiety.
It was.
Oh, did we just go to the other podcast?
We'll have to have an episode about baseball throwing
Barb's
anxiety.
coming
Oh,
back
that's
next
real.
week
That's a
on
real thing.
anxiety.
There's a whole
This
chapter
was
about that.
so fun. Thank you. Thank you.
It
And
was
thanks
a
for
lot
the
of
beer.
Yes.
Amazing. I already sent a
Was
couple
it
pictures
good?
to some friends and was like, you have to try this.
Did
Yeah.
it taste like orange juice?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I don't believe you.
Where
It's
did you
great.
get that beer?
It's at Mobcraft in Woodstock, Illinois. Brand new brewery. They just
Did you
their
talk
own-
about what is it in Grace Lake? They just opened not that long ago. and
Beer
you've been
Bazaar?
going- Beer Bazaar.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a
he
good
was
time.
so
Meredith
excited when that
seems to know
opened
about
up.
it already.
It opened up right down the road from our
Meredith
office.
and I like the
so,
same beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
She does like the
I just
weird
like
beers.
beer.
Hey,
She's like, I like
hey.
the beer that starts with a B and ends with an R.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all. That's all. It's easy to say. Rhymes with everything.
I like the beer that starts with a V and ends with an A.
That's a new brand.
Thanks to both.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh! Thanks for having me back.
Good
I'm glad I
job.
made the cut.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Happy
it.
Friday, everybody.
Yes.
Happy St.
Happy
Patrick's
Friday.
Day.